Hello everybody, DK Equalia here for Set Show. Today I will be talking about the callback function. A callback function is basically a way for two functions or more to combine to execute a single task. So in the course of this tutorial, I'm going to be using two words, parameters and arguments. I'm going to be using those two words a lot, and it means something for me. I don't know what they mean for you, but I'm going to make clear what it means for me so we can be on the same page. And I think it's very important in understanding the callback function. So I'm going to begin demonstrating this by just declaring a simple function, a function called sum func, and I pass a variable, or sorry, a parameter. I'm going to pass a parameter into it, into the parentheses, and I'm going to just console log whatever the parameter is. So let me invoke the function now, sum func, and here I'm going to give the parameter a value. Mike will be the name, and then let's run it and see what it gives us. See, it gives us Mike, which is what we assign here as the value, which is the argument. Here we have argument. Here this function, this is the argument of this function, and this is the parameter of this function. Here we are declaring this function, and so what we have here is a parameter. We can name it anything we want, it won't matter. But here we are invoking the function, so we have an argument here, and it matters what we pass here, because what we pass here is what's going to show down here. Okay, if we change this name to Eric, save it, clear the console, run it, you have Eric. But if we change this parameter, if we change the name of this parameter, if we change it to person, it won't matter. It won't change a thing. We're still going to have Eric on the console, Eric. So that is basically what I mean by parameters and arguments. All right, let's jump right in. So I'm gonna remove this invocation here and use this sum func. So we already have person as the first parameter here, and then the second parameter here will be the callback function that we are going to use. Remember, this is just a parameter. I'm just creating a variable here, and then right in here I'm going to invoke this callback function, and then I pass person here. I can return it like so. So I invoke this callback function here, and I pass a specific value. This is a specific value. It might not look like it, but it is a specific value. It's not a random value like this one. It's just saying whatever this is the value of whatever this is, this variable. This is the value of this variable. But as we go along, I'll clarify. We'll become more clear with it. So we now have to declare the callback function. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use an arrow function here, so we know. I hope you guys know about the arrow function. So we call it the inner func, and the arrow, and then we're just going to say console.log. So I'm going to pass my parameter here as I'm declaring this function. Let me call it mouse, and then console.log mouse. Okay, I could name this anything. I could change this to cat. It won't matter. Why? Because we are declaring this function. So now let's go ahead and invoke the parent function, sumfunc. So right here, it matters what we assign here because we are passing arguments now. So person, let's say Jerry, and then the callback will be this inner func that we just created. This callback function. That's this inner func. Inner func. Ooh. Wow, sounds a little bit. I don't want to say the word, but you know, inner func. Awesome. Okay, so save it and run it. We have Jerry, which is this Jerry. Okay. So we can change this to whatever, to anything else. It won't matter. But I think I've already demonstrated that. So this is a basic example of a callback where two functions are combining to execute a single task. Now let's make this a little bit more fun. Okay. Let's have we have an array of persons here, and so we can have this person here, and then the callback. Oh, what can we do here? We can say okay, so we can now change this argument to persons. Okay, so if we console log this, now we're going to have this object in the console, or yeah, we're going to have this object logged in the console. So let's clear the console and run it. See, we have this object now displayed here. And you can see, just like this guy looks like a random variable, which it's not, it's a specific value, so does this guy look like a random variable, but it's not. It's a specific value which points to this. So when you are invoking, it has to be a specific value. So let's make it a little bit more fun. So we can say backtick, the first person in the list is a very long string, but doesn't matter, is mouse of 0. Hope I'm right. So clear the console, run it. The first person in the list is object. Sorry. Mouse of 0 dot name. Yeah, I was missing something. So mouse of 0 dot name, run it. The first person in the list is Emeka, which is this guy. So this is a very simple demonstration of what a callback is. What I want you to take away, if there's two things I want you to take away from this tutorial, which I know I've said before, is when you are declaring the parent function, you are invoking the callback function. And when you are invoking the parent function, you are declaring the callback function. In other words, I am declaring this callback here, and I can prove it to you in this way. I can copy this. Let me just copy it. Let me not cut it. Let me just copy it, copy it, and paste it here, and then grade this out. I'll comment this out. So I comment this out like so. Save it, clear the console, run it. We have the same thing. The person in the list is a mechanic. So we are declaring, as we are invoking this parent function, we are declaring the callback. That's what we're doing. And as we are declaring the parent function, we are invoking the callback. These are the two things I want you to take away. And as such, because we are declaring, let me just repeat the first point again. Just because we are declaring this parent function, what we pass in here are parameters. They are random, random name. Just we made it up. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. But here it matters what it is. This must point to something. Here this person is pointing to this person. But now that we are declaring, now that we are invoking, rather, let me just say, now that we're invoking this function here, it matters what we pass here. Okay, this person now is not made up. It points to this person. This guy is not made up as well. Sorry, this guy is being declared. Is being declared here, but remember it's inside this invocation, so it's not made up. It points to something. Either you declare it in here or you point to something. Remember, initially I pointed it to this function that I've commented out, or I declare it in here. So as I am invoking the parent function, I am declaring the callback function, and as I am declaring the parent function, I am invoking the callback function. This is just what I want to take away. So I guess that's it for this video. Don't want it to extend too long. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.